Hello, everyone. We are going to continue our lecture 2, and I'll share the screen. We are in topic 2, and the main elements of topic 2 is algorithm design, flow charting, and writing a pseudocode. So far, we saw the algorithm design, and we also saw the flow charting. We had the algorithm, and we know now how to do flow charting, and we are ready to go to pseudocode. Pseudocode, it is just English writing describing the program. It doesn't have any specific format, and we are going to see an example for this. Pseudocode, of course, is not compiled. It is not seen by the Arduino, but it is just for you as a step before going into coding. We can see this chart. It is to find the roots of my algebraic equation. This is my flow chart, stage start. I get the equation, and I am checking if this equation real or the roots are going to be complex number. Complex number that is in case of, as you can see here, minus 4ac is higher than b squared. This is my check. In this case, I will have complex number. So I'm going to reject this and ask the user to input another one. If it is okay, I can get the roots by the equation and display the results. This is the flow chart. The pseudocode, as I said, it doesn't have a specific format, but I am suggesting here that we can use input equation, output, roots R1 and R2. And the variables I'm going to have are the equations and the root. I am describing the program in here by this pseudocode. Input equation, and if the equation is quadratic, I will have roots R1 and R2, and I will display the roots. Else, start from beginning. As you can see here, the pseudocode, it is a description of the flowchart. It is not any programming language. It is just a description that I can use when I write my code. Writing your code, your own code, that will be next week, not this week, but our assignment. We have 3 assignments. Those are writing an algorithm, writing a flowchart, finally writing a pseudocode. And those 3 will be targeting one array. We haven't spoken about array yet. We are going to speak about it tonight. Having one array, I want to sort this array. The array is full of numbers, the numbers. I want to sort them. We are not going to start on this until we speak about array, as I said. This is how a pseudocode would look like. Now we're going to go to the topic where I want to input some data from the serial port. So far, we managed to write to the serial port. we managed to write the status of the LED, for example, on or off. We can write to the serial port. And now we are going to see how we can get data from the serial port. How get this is my input area. This is the serial port when I open it. And this is my input area. If I want to input data, I'll write it here, then send. But I need to establish the communication with the serial port, and I need to read the data. I need to have a command to read the data from the serial port. To read the data from the serial port, we have an optional serial.setTimeout function. This serial.setTimeout function, if you don't get a response from the user, it returns. You cannot wait for 1 hour for the user to input. If no data is coming, this is a serial timeout. And here I feed it the timeout between parentheses. This will be in milliseconds. This is my serial read command. This serial read, it is gonna go and read the input data. Parse integer, parse in, it means that if you input characters, it will be disregarded. It is going to wait until you input an integer and capture this integer alone, and it will return the captured integer number. Parse float, and please remember, all of those are case sensitive. Parse float, only F is capital. Parse float, it waits for a float number to be entered. It will skip minus sign, it will skip anything except for a float number. This is an example. This example, I have here incoming byte, initially is 0. And in the setup, I started the communication, 9600. I didn't put if not available, keep on looping. You can put it, of course, here. Void loop. If serial available, that means you have hit the magnifying glass. When you do that, that would mean serial available. That is greater than 0. Incoming byte, it will be serial read. Then I will write, I know how to use serial print. Please remember S capital. Between double quotes, I'm gonna see this on my screen. Then serial print line. What's the difference between print and print line? Print line, that means there is a carriage return. My incoming byte that I read, but I want to convert it to decimal number. Yes, I received a byte. This byte, it is in ASCII code. Now I wanna convert it to a decimal number so I can see a decimal, not an ASCII code. You may try this example, but this is our activity. Our first activity tonight is I want you to send a message to the user. Please input two numbers. You will read the first number. Both are integer. You are going to read the first number. You are going to read the second number. Add them up. Print the result. Okay. I'm going to show you how to enter one number. Value 1. This is the first number. Value 1 equals 0, and it is integer. Void setup. This will be executed only once. Serial begin while not serial. I put here my program in this loop, void loop. That means I can repeat over and over and over. If you want to run your program just once, why don't you put it in the void setup here, since it's going to be executed once? But if I want to repeat it over, enter two numbers, get result. Enter two numbers, get results. It is your choice. If I am programming it, I'm asked to enter two numbers and do it once. Why don't I put it in void setup? But still, you have to have void loop, left and right braces, nothing in between. But you have to have void setup and void loop. Those must be there. Now I am getting value 1. Since I am waiting just for an integer number, so I'm using serial.parseInt. Nothing in here. This will return the first integer you enter. You enter 5, send. When you hit send, it will be captured here and it will be stored in value 1. If I wanna print value 1, serial.println value 1. Delay 500. Delay 500. Okay. I am gonna wait for 1 second, 2 seconds. 500 is half second. Then I can repeat the same thing. I wanna input another value. And finally, I am gonna print the results. Okay? I am gonna let you work on this, and please feel free to share the screen. It is open. Discuss your program with your colleagues, no problem at all. It is just for us to learn how to program. So you may run into an error that you cannot detect. That is no problem. When you sit on a program, especially long programs, your eyes will get used to the error. You will not be able to detect it. If you have another eye, that would help. If you are alone, just close the program, get a cup of coffee, come back, you will detect it. We have a topic about debugging a program, okay? So I am gonna leave you here to do this simple program. Thank you.